All right, MPGs with the Toyota LandCruiser. All Toyota vehicles, like this one, like that one, like the Tundra that's behind me, we'll take a look in a second, they guzzle fuel. And it's interesting, right? Because Toyota has the Prius, they've got, you know, which is kind of like the flagship or the poster child of, you know, running on vapors, getting 50 miles per gallon. And then all of a sudden they have their trucks, which get horrible MPGs. As you know, I'm a Land Cruiser guy. I've had many 200 series, 200, 100, 80, 60, 40. I've had them all, and they all have one thing in common. They guzzle fuel. Now this one right here, I just posted a video on this. This one's for sale. So it's for sale. It's dialed in, 16 grand in mechanical work. Headers, valve cover, front, rear, main seal, all that done. And this is for sale, triple locked for 22 grand. California rig. It just needs the hood and the roof painted, and then it's looking like a gem. So hit me up if you're interested. But yeah, Trevor, the owner of this, we were just talking about MPGs, and I'm like, what do you get? I mean, I already knew the answer, but he's like, kind of laughed. He's like, 12 if I'm lucky, you know. And it's an inline six, but it's a tractor engine inline six. When the 100 series came out with the V8, guess what? Same thing, you're getting low miles. I mean, they say 14 to 16, but honestly, when you lift it, you put bigger tires, you put some armor on it, which you're gonna see my 200 series here in a second. It consumes fuel. So how do we justify it? We say smiles per miles, right? 4Runners, Tacomas, LXs. This is an older 4Runner, so what, we got a 4, Gen 4, Gen 5. They suck fuel down, especially when you put heavy bumpers on, heavy bumpers, roof rack, gear on top, drawers, bigger tires, suspension. Then you start getting into the 9 MPGs. So, but it's not why we buy these vehicles. You're spending your money on fuel and not at the repair shop all the time, because these are just so reliable, but they are thirsty. So I'll share with you my 200 series. I'm going to be driving home on the highway. We're going to see what MPGs I get on the 200, and then city miles. Again, I'm weighted down. I got 35s, a suspension, 3-inch suspension, drawers, rear bumper, front bumper, roof rack, RTT. So that's just the way it is. So when you get one of these, don't cry at the pump. Just realize it's miles per miles, and the reliability is partly because it sucks on fuel and not on repair bills. All right, let's check out my 200. All right, so I'm in the 200 series and on the highway. So we're above sea level a little bit, maybe 500 feet above sea level. Cruising about 70 miles an hour. And in all fairness, I hit reset on the just on the MPG, so you can hit reset anytime. So there's no stop and go traffic. This was going 70 miles an hour, and I just hit the button, and it's kind of settling in. I'm going to show you that in a second, and hang on to the end of the video to see the 200 series. I know I said I was going to show it, but as Trump would say, it's a really nice Land Cruiser. Maybe one of the best Land Cruisers. Well, in my opinion, the best Land Cruiser. There's no Land Cruiser better than this one, so you want to check it out. This Land Cruiser was built by some special people, some great people. I really like these people that built this Land Cruiser. It's one of the best. It's the best. Anyways, check it out. So here is my MPG. Let's let that center of the screen. So if you can see that, we're at 13.8. It's pretty darn good. And I see it fluctuating because, you know, there's not a lot of MPG history right now. We've rolled about 10 miles. So if I go uphill, it drops a bit. I go downhill, it gets a little better. And that is with 6 equestrian horse mats my wife had me pick up in the back. So those mats are 100 pounds each. So I've got drawers, I got a rooftop tent, I got a base rack ARB up top that's light. The rooftop tent's kind of light. I have drawers, the rugged bound drawers, which are awesome. Those have to be almost 200 pounds, 150 to 200 pounds. And I got heavy duty springs in the back. I did an Icon Stage 6, but I put Dobinson heavies to handle like 400 kilos. So we got that going on. So ultimately, and here's the mats. I know it looks thin, Those are 100 pounds each, and there's 6 of them. So 600 payload, and I got stuff in my drawers. So this is about as heavy as you would be running a landcruiser, minus a few passengers, obviously. And yeah, zoom in. Wow, 14.5, but I'm going downhill. Now on my way here, I was going through stop and go traffic, uphill and stuff, and I was at 11.5. But not all highway, you know, pure highway. I will, I'm gonna put it on pause. I'm hitting some traffic here, and I'm going to, when I go up the 241, if you're familiar with Southern California, it's a pretty heavy grade going uphill. I will check back in at the top of the hill, and we'll see how much of a bite that takes out of the MPGs here. And then I'll do some daily driving. I head to my office early in the morning. I'll add that video at the very end as well. And then a final video showing you this lift I put on, and I just went back to ORW, Off-Road Warehouse, because they do a complimentary retweaking, and I wanted them to address the KDSS, because I had a KDSS lean, and I wanted to go a little higher in the front. We weren't as high as it could go on this adjustable suspension. Anyhow, let me focus on the road, and let's see what that big graded pass does to my MPGs. All right, we're sitting at 14.9. Shit, am I gonna hit 15? I am going downhill, and I'm light on the pedal. And you know, for you 200 series owners, there's an eco button. I have since turned it off because I'm like, eco for like 11 miles per gallon city? Like, who cares? There's an eco button, which basically tells you if you're rolling downhill and your foot's off the gas, the eco button will light up saying, hey, you're doing great. Just hopefully it's downhill from here. So I turned that off. There we go, man. We hit 15. That's crazy. That's actually really good because I got 35-inch tires, you know, rear bumper. I forgot to mention that. I got a SLE rear bumper. That's steel and heavy as could be. I got a front ARB, and I've got side steps and front rails from ARB, but those are kind of light. They're not too heavy. So 15 MPGs right now, but real world, it's not always flat. It's not always at sea level. Let's see what happens when I go up that grade. Be right back. Okay, I am just entering the 241 off the 91 freeway, for those of you who know, in Southern Cal. And check it out. I am at 15.2. 15.2, and that's with about 20 or maybe 25 miles under the belt. So pretty crazy. I guess it's like with all the weight I've got, once you're rolling like a freight train. So now I'm about to go uphill, which means my RPMs are gonna climb. Yeah, I got my lane detection on, especially if I'm filming. That's what that beeping is. So let's see what happens when I go uphill here. I'll keep you aboard while we go uphill because it literally won't be long. I mean, we're already at 14.7, so it's dropping like a lead balloon. You can see that's going uphill, and I'm at 3,000 RPMs. It's probably dropped a gear. But one thing, as we're guzzling some fuel here, destroying my 15.2.3 MPGs, if you really want to save miles in a landcruiser, get a gas zipper, get great MPGs, you got to have diesel. I got a couple diesels. I have an 80 series. It's actually an 81, HD 81 diesel. I probably get in the 20 to 22, depending, you know, how much gear you have on it. I have a HZJ 73, a 70 series with that 1HZ diesel engine that goes 1,000,000 miles. That thing, same thing, probably getting 20 MPGs. It's really good because it's diesel, right? That's why big tow vehicles in the US, all GM, Ford, they're all diesel when you're going to be towing and doing heavy duty stuff with all that torque. Unfortunately, we got the gassers here in the US for our Toyotas. So, you know, whether it's a 60, an 80, a 100 with the V8, a 200 with the V8, even though they jumped to a V8, it didn't really make a huge difference. The 1997, let me think of here, 97, the last Land Cruiser 212 horsepower. Then they went V8 and it was 235 horsepower. It didn't go up that much. So it still guzzled gas. So here we are getting up to the top. Let's see, we're almost there. And I'll let you check out the MPGs. We dropped just that short mileage. We went from 15 average down to 12.7. So that's because of the weight. If you're flat driving with all that weight, it's like a freight train, you got your momentum. If you're lugging that uphill, it's obviously gonna eat into your MPGs. And then now I'm going downhill, so we might get a lot of it back because I'm gonna probably go a good couple miles with my foot off the gas and just momentum, right? There's another gas guzzler, Tundra. He's got the same problem as me. I think that's the V6 twin turbo engine though, which I hear still is guzzling the fuel. So yeah, if you can get your hands on a out of market, you gotta wait 25 years to get a diesel, like 200 series. They make them with the diesels, the VDJ engine, but we didn't get them here, so you gotta wait till what, 2008 when the 200 series came out, plus 25 years. 2033, you can get your hands on a 200 series with a diesel, best engine, V8 diesel at that. All right, so not really climbing back on the MPGs. I'm at 12.9 and no foot on the gas. So we did burn a lot of fuel just to climb that grade. Anyhow, my next portion of this video is going to be me, because I already filmed it. It's going to be me driving to work early in the morning where it's just city driving. So you're going to see the difference, right? Pure highway, flat, you saw 15. We're right now at 13.1 with a little bit of hill and real world conditions. As you can see, I don't know if that's zoomed in enough. But now I will share with you a 200 series without those 6 mats in there, adding 600 pounds. Maybe my fridge, yeah, my fridge was in it, which is maybe 70 pounds, an ARB. So let's see what type of city miles you will get in your 200 series gas sipper. Huh. All right, check this part out. Okay, it looks like we're evening out at 12.8. That's after being on the highway, coming down the hill. You can see in the background, this is Orange County where the fires were. This is what, day 3 of the airport fire. You can see that in the mountains. Let me zoom a bit. Fires there. Looks like there's one over there. That's what we're dealing with in California. And I'm also dealing with some pretty crappy MPGs. All right, let's go check out the daily driving, in-town driving, like 50-mile-per-hour boulevards and 35-mile-per-hour streets. Let's see what that does. All right, driving early morning weekday, so there's not much traffic. And check out right in the middle of your screen, 9.9 MPG. And I took my foot off the gas, so if you see over here, see that solid eco? I mean, why bother giving an eco when it's only when my foot's pretty much off the gas? Oh, your foot's off the gas? You're in economy. You're saving fuel. Of course, because I'm coasting down a hill. But 9.9 miles per gallon. Pretty dismal. We do not buy Toyotas for fuel efficiency, trucks at least. But 9.9, imagine if I'm towing, I think I would be at, it's gonna grab at least another 2 MPG. I'd probably be at 7.9. So pretty brutal, but it is what it is. Someone told me that's the price of driving a robust beast. So, miles, per gallon, not miles per gallon. But yeah, gotta love that dash on the 2016 facelift and up. Super nice, super clean. But yeah, 9.9 MPGs. That's what it is, folks, in a Land Cruiser. towing. Now, this is me driving side streets, so going to work and back this week. I was just monitoring it. Yeah, if I went on the highway, drove the next, reset it, drove 100 miles on the highway at 65 miles per hour. Who does that? It'd be probably 75, 80 here in California. Probably I would get 13, maybe. I'll have to test that theory. But 9.9, there it is. That's with an ARB bumper, sleeve bumper, rooftop tent, light sliders because it's the ARB, so those sliders are not heavy. Drawer system in the back and a fridge in the back. And the drawers are half loaded with stuff. So, yeah, we'll see what it is when I tow Green Machine to the next adventure. All right, my light's gonna go green. Here we go. Well, would you get a load of that? We just flipped over to 10 double-digit MPGs, baby. I think this is cause for celebration. Can you believe that? Look at that, look at that. 10, we hit 10. Of course, I'm coasting down a hill, foot's off the gas. But I did it. Double-digit MPGs. It's cause for celebration in the Land Cruiser world. Yeehaw! All right, well, there you have it. That's the Land Cruiser I was talking about. Made by some very fine people. So the 200 series lifted. I brought it back to the ORW Off-Road Warehouse here in Southern California to make an adjustment. This was too low, so they put this up higher because Icon can go 3.5. And now I think the stance is just right. That looks good. Okay, but it's not going to help. Lifting it up is not going to help my MPGs. It's going to make me drag more wind. So right now, after driving around all day, that highway test I showed earlier at 15 MPGs, I haven't reset and I'm sitting right at about 12. And then when I start driving city only, that's going to start coming down to 11. So that's what you can expect. Now the diesel, we're talking diesel Land Cruisers, that's a 1990 HJ61 with the 12 HT diesel motor. Love it. I just put a manual in this. I have a whole video on that process. And this thing probably is getting in the 20s, mid-20s, 25 MPG on the diesel. So that is what you call a Land Cruiser gas sipper. That's Menace. This, of course, is United Nations. So Otis, my 80 series, same thing. This thing gets 12 miles a gallon. I don't know, for some reason, I think it's not so bad. I think this is getting better, even though it's fully loaded, like equipment-wise. I think I'm getting better, like maybe 13, 14. I'd have to really test it. I can't press a button. There's no digital readout. Under wraps, you'll have to look at my videos. Look up HZJ73 if you want to see this truck. That is a diesel. She is a beaut. You'll instantly recognize that iconic look right there. Love this truck. So anytime I post this on my Instagram, it just gets mad views. That's my 40 series. There's another 80 gas guzzler. And then that's an 81. So that's a right-hand drive JDM. That is diesel. Sorry, it's covered too. So yeah, that diesel is phenomenal. 24 valve diesel. All right, so again, you get a Land Cruiser, you're getting it for reliability, for ruggedness, for long-term ownership, and it's going to last. It's just going to drink fuel. That's the one Achilles heel to a gas-powered Land Cruiser. It guzzles the fuel. All right, well, subscribe if you want to know more about Land Cruisers. That's what I post on a Land Cruiser channel, mixed with a little bit of detailing. Like this truck I just built, I do all this, the powder coating and just all that type of stuff. I'll post things that I'm passionate about, Land Cruisers being the main thing on this channel. So subscribe, hit the like if you enjoyed the video. It confirms to me that I'm putting out content that people do enjoy. So hit that like, subscribe, and Ignore the gas, ignore the pump, get yourself a Land Cruiser. You can't go wrong. All right, thanks for watching.